All right, welcome back. It is the Vegas Take, Sharp and Shapiro. Oh, yeah. We're moving up in the world, folks, or moving earlier. The show moving 9 a.m. to noon, starting August 12th. We're very excited about that. And we're taking your calls at 257-5396. Look, there's a reason why I say the word sucker, okay? You guys that are Donald Trump followers, look, if you like his politics, you like his policy, that's fine. I don't have a problem with that. I'll have a conversation with you about that any day. But when you listen to this idiot's comments this morning, and I'm talking about the president, yes, I am. When he says that Ocasio-Cortez and Omar said that Americans are garbage, people are garbage, he is, the last caller called in, it's a perfect example of that. You guys are suckers. She never said that. In fact, none of these congresswomen said that. They never called Jews evil Jews. But the president said they did today, so you're going to believe it like a moron. In 2012, Omar tweeted that Israel had committed evil doings, completely different. And yes, in this circumstance, I'm going to defend Omar, even though I'm not a fan of hers. She never called Jews evil. That is a lie by the president of the United States. His words matter, and you are a sucker if you believe him. A sucker. And Steve Sanchez came on the show yesterday, and he made excuses, but he also made this very, very point about how smart he is.
You're talking to a guy who has 138 IQ, buddy.
That's right. He's got 138 IQ, so he's never wrong. I swear I've never had a debate like that with somebody that bragged about how much money they have, bragged about what their IQ is, bragged about their Twitter followers. I thought I was talking to Kim Kardashian. We'll take some calls at 257-5396. Let's go to Eric. Eric, what's going on? Eric.
Oh, yeah. Hey, guys.
What's up?
Wondering if you thought it was racist to call Elizabeth Warren Pocahontas.
I thought it was absolutely beneath the presidency and borderline. I haven't really made up my mind on that, but I will say this, Eric, it is beneath the presidency.
I think it would be much more, quote-unquote, racist if she was actually maybe 60% Native American, but 0.0001%, it was a joke. He was trolling her because she's been trying to claim that she is Native American when she is the furthest from the point.
JD, trolling somebody is going on social media and calling them a name or calling them out. Hold on a second.
It was a joke, Brian.
Okay.
Because she's
so
a
you're
joke
okay with,
by pretending to be Native American when she's 0.0001%.
Even if you're right, you're okay with the leader of the free world calling her Pocahontas. You don't think that's beneath the presidency at all?
I'm not saying it's not beneath the presidency.
Okay,
I never once made that statement, but it was a joke. And
you're defending it.
I would not call it racist by any stretch.
You're defending it. I said it's beneath the presidency. I didn't call it racist, but I think it's borderline. Eric, I hope I answered your question, my friend.
Yeah. Well, what if, like, Omar's turns out she's got all these Muslim friends and they fly an airplane into a tower again? Then you'll that
is a ridiculous thing to say. You have absolutely no evidence to back that up, and you are a moron for even saying something like that. What if the president and Jared Kushner flew a plane into a building? I mean, come on, that's ridiculous.
I mean,
there's no proof.
Is it ridiculous to assume that she would have more access to people like that than anyone else in Congress? No, it's not.
I think it's an absolute gross assumption to do that just because she comes from a certain country that she must have terrorist ties is utterly ignorant. Yes, I am going to say that. 257-5396. Let's go to Scott. Scott, what's going on?
Hi, Brian.
What's up, Scott?
You're a very sick little boy.
If I'm a sick little boy, were you from To Catch a Predator? You could come over to my house and take care of me if I'm a sick little boy.
Okay,
wouldn't you like to do that, Mr. Epstein? Wouldn't you like to do that, Mr. Epstein? You're a very old, sick man. Goodbye. You're an old, sick man, Scott. You sound like a very old, sick man. 257-5396. Let's go to Theo. Theo, what's going on?
Mr. Shapiro.
All right, goodbye, Theo. Have a nice day. 257-5396.
Hey, I wanted to hear that one.
Now, let's go to Brian. Brian, what's going on?
Hey, Brian.
Hey, what's going on? Can you hear me?
Yes, sir. You are on.
Yeah. Hey, listen, I was just kind of wondering. This is the first time I've ever called into any type of show like this.
I appreciate that.
I was listening to you, and, I see good points and I see bad points, but, I just want to make a quick comment in reference to the...
Brian, first of all, let me just say I appreciate you calling in. And I'm not always going to be right on this show, and that's why we're always going to have the phone lines open to people like you to make your case. So we're glad you called in. Go ahead.
Okay. Yeah, so I just kind of wondering why you were trying to juxtapose, the comments that he made on the four women compared it to the NFL football players. Because if you really look at it and draw it back and get away from the emotions, and look at it logically, he's attacking what they did. He's not attacking their color of their skin. So that's why I don't understand why you're trying to make that comparison.
Well, here's why.
So
Here's why.
if you just get off the emotion side,
Here's
look
why.
at what he said. And I agree with you that, some of the comments are probably, beneath him. But there was no racial connotation on that. I was just kind of waiting out of all the different conversations that I was listening to that, when you were going to call him a sexist because you relate the color to them.
Well, I mean, he is. He is a sexist. I mean, he had. You're laughing? You don't think Donald Trump is a womanizer? Why don't you ask a couple of his ex-wives? He banged a porn star after his wife had a child. You don't think he's a sexist?
But does being a womanizer make him a sexist?
Well, I mean,
right, exactly.
Brian,
I think they're two different things.
Excuse me. He went on the Howard Stern show and he said you can't be a perfect 10 if you're flat. Okay, he's made a number.
Does being a shallow womanizer make him sexist?
Well, I put two and two together. Okay. So you think he treats women fairly? Is that what you're saying, Brian? He treats women with respect. Is that grab him by the pee?
It's kind of hard to go back, all the way back 10, 20, 30
No, it's
years.
not. No, it's not. No, it's not. No, it's not. No, it's not.
Nothing but treated everybody equal across the board. And yeah, he uses words, euphemisms in order to get people's attention, to get that media.
So you're okay with that? Grab him by the P word. He was just trying to get people's attention when he called the NFL players' sons.
And that was before.
Okay. Let's talk about when he's president. Okay. Or let's talk about, how about when he talked about John McCain's funeral and he said he should have been thanked for John McCain's funeral when he said he didn't respect him because he was captured. What about Mexicans crossing the border when he said these?
Yeah, but you know what? Not the thing is, you're only looking at it from the surface. Why
no, I'm
do
not.
a little bit more research and get beneath
research. I'm giving quotes. What do you mean research? I'm giving you his direct quotes. What more research do you want?
But the question is, you don't know why he's saying what he's saying.
Because he's got.
There's a deeper reason why he does what he does and what he says.
Yeah, well, I'll give you the answer, Brian. I'll give you the answer. I don't think he likes people of color. There you go. Do your research. And why don't you look into his father? Why don't you look into the history of his apartment complexes in New York, how he wouldn't let African Americans live in some of his complexes and he had to pay out people. Why don't you do the research? Because research shows that he comes from a racist family. Let's go to Chris. Chris, what's going on?
Donald Trump is not a racist, brother.
Okay, state your case. Why do you say that?
Listen, he's had huge parties. All the rappers and everybody used to go to all the parties. They love the guy.
Yes, so what?
None of these guys would ever go to his parties and have a great time.
Yeah, you're right. Kanye West is an extremely. You're right. Kanye West is an extremely intelligent person. Yeah, you're right. I mean, if he's hanging out with Kanye West, he must not be a racist. Chris, you are so right.
In all fairness, Kanye West is about to be a billionaire. He is definitely a genius in his craft.
Okay, I can't hear both of you talk at the same time, Chris. So I'm just going to hang up on you because you're not making any sense. Have a nice day. Go ahead, JD. I couldn't hear what you were saying.
I said, in all fairness, Kanye West is about to be a billionaire. He's definitely a genius at his respective crafts. That's music and now shoes. His shoes have sold almost $1.5 billion in 2 years.
So he
also is kind of he's a pretty important person in the African American community across the United States. Everybody knows who he is.
I don't deny that.
So Donald Trump communicating with Kanye West is not a bad decision by any stretch.
Oh, it doesn't mean 100% he's not a racist.
Doesn't mean that he is either.
I didn't say that. But the caller who called in said because he hangs out with rappers at parties, you can't be a racist. That is the dumbest thing I've ever heard.
There's also a rapper named A$AP Rocky who was in Sweden, who's been there for 3 weeks, and Trump is calling the president of Sweden today, or the prime minister of Sweden today, tell him and he is also African American.
When people who are labeled racist bring up, well, listen, I have a black friend or I have black friends, it's the dumbest argument I've ever heard in my life. I don't know what's in Donald Trump's heart. What I can tell you 100% is some of the things he said, particularly over the last week, are racist. 150%. That chant was racist, and it is indefensible. Let's go to Kevin. Kevin, what's going on?
Brian, I love your show.
Thank you, Kevin.
And for a change, I'm going to be on your side.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Somebody has to stand up.
I was getting ganged up, Kevin.
I know.
Wait, can we hear from Steve Sanchez? I just want to know how smart Steve Sanchez is. How smart is Steve Sanchez? How smart is he?
You're talking to a guy that has 138 IQ, buddy.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure you knew that, Kevin. Steve Sanchez is 138 IQ. I'm sorry, Kevin. Go ahead.
That's quite all right. Hey, I wanted to issue a challenge to all these Trump apologists.
Yeah, go for it.
If any of these people didn't have a problem with what he said, I want them to go into their place of employment and say the exact same thing.
God, that is... Thank you. Thank you. Kevin, I am so glad you brought that up. If you are in a workplace, let's just say you're in a cubicle, Kevin, and you understand where I'm going with this, and the person sitting next to you, maybe you don't like some of the things they've said, whatever, but they've said it outside the office, let's just assume, and you're sitting right next to her, somebody from Somalia who came here as a refugee, and your boss is standing there, and you say to her, "Go back home." What do you think would happen to you? What do you think would happen?
You'd be loading up all of your belongings on your desk into a legal box and being escorted out the door.
Exactly. Kevin, it's indefensible, right, my friend? It's indefensible.
Exactly.
Why? So, Kevin, let me ask you this. Why do you think there are so many Republicans out there that refuse to admit that?
Because they're getting what they want.
Yeah, I agree, Kevin.
It ends to a means, or means to an end. They can get all the policies and everything they want, and they turn a blind eye to whatever he says.
Kevin, I'm so glad you brought that up. That is such an excellent point, my friend. Thank you so much for calling in. JD, do you agree with that? If we are in a cubicle and you tell somebody to go back to their country that might be of, maybe African-American, whatever the case may be, you'd be in a lot of trouble. Can we agree on that?
It depends on how big the company is. If there's a big HR department, if there's been lawsuits that have come along the way.
It's probably not a good thing to say in the workplace, right?
Or online, companies tend to get scared. They think the internet's being used as a weapon.
So is this a fair statement?
To get people fired for saying
lose your job.
You could definitely lose your job, but again, it depends on the circumstances.
Okay, fair enough. 257-5396. Marge, you're next. Marge, what's going on? Good to hear from you.
I have several points.
Sure.
Number one, next time somebody starts touting their IQ, I think they should, present a certificate that shows that.
That's a good point.
And over time, as you mature, IQs can change as well. So who knows by now?
How about we play a game called The Listeners Guess Brian and JD's IQs?
No, let's not do that. We'll lose all. First of all, your IQ will be higher than mine. But Marge,
I like this game.
Yeah, I don't like that at all.
Yeah,
but look, Steve came in here. He bragged about his IQ. He said, "Let's open up the checkbook." That's how you lose an argument. And he made himself look like a fool when he made those comments. And I'll say that right to his face. I don't care.
Yeah. Well, getting on the topic, I heard some snippet this morning that Melania and Ivanka also told Trump that they were not pleased with those comments, and that changed his tune.
Yeah.
His saying that he kind of spoke fast, etc., is not what a president should have done on stage. He should have just said, "Stop that now."
You're
He
right.
has the mic.
You're right.
Come on.
And that's why, and Marge, you're so right, and I always appreciate it when you call in, and that's why I brought up John McCain when that elderly woman, remember when she said, "I don't like Obama, he's an Arab," and then it took John McCain about 1 second to grab that microphone and say, "No, ma'am, he's a decent man. We just disagree on policy." You think Donald Trump would do something like that? Hell no. Jorge, you're next. What's going on?
Hey, Brian, I just wanted to calm you down a little bit. The hate's getting out of control. I wish you would have such discourse for the lady from Minnesota.
Have you heard, Jorge, how long have you been listening to the show?
Well, a.k.a. George. I've been there a while, so.
Okay, George, how long have you been listening to the show?
I understand, but you...
No, you don't understand. I did an hour.
Let me finish just for a second. But you have more... The hate comes out more for Donald Trump than it does for her, by far.
Donald Trump is the president.
I understand, but he's turned into a politician, too. They're the scum of the earth. I don't care what Democrat, Republican. He's turned into...
I understand, Jorge. I understand what you're saying, but listen for a second. Listen for a second, Jorge. Omar, okay, she is a freshman congresswoman, okay? Donald Trump is the president of the United States. Do you understand that? What do you mean, who cares? He's the leader of the free world.
He says what he says.
So that's your excuse? He says what he says? That's your excuse for the chant and for saying, go back to your country? The excuse is, well, he just says what he says. Jorge, with all due respect, that's pathetic. 257-5396. Mike, let's go to Mike next. Mike, you're on the Vegas Take. What's going on?
Good evening, Brian and JD. Man, are you in for it on Sunday night? Steve's going to hammer you. I tell you what.
Hey, can we talk about his IQ again? Steve? I heard Steve's a really a really smart guy.
You're talking to a guy that has 138 IQ, buddy.
Yeah, you're right, Mike. He's got 138 IQ, so he might get. Wait, I heard Steve's on some really good drugs.
Drugs
too.
I'm on is it's called success,
Okay.
and it's called intelligence.
Okay, Mike. I'm really intimidated by this guy. He's got 138 IQ. He's wealthy.
No, I know that. I'm just funning with you guys, but
that's okay, Mike.
I guarantee you, tune into his show because you guys are going to get hammered.
Well, he just came on. Did you listen yesterday?
Brian,
Hold on.
At this point, Brian, I think every white person in America is now rat-holed into being labeled racist.
I've never been called a racist. I've never been called a racist. I've never been called a racist. I've never been accused of that.
I said that you guys, you sour grapes, are forcing every person to look at white people as racist. I don't think
let me be very clear. Mike, let me be very clear. The chant the other night was a racist
That was not
chant.
racist. There wasn't one iota of racism
nothing
in that.
to do.
You guys are stretching this out.
I know. Oh, so what were they meaning then when they said go back to your country? What does that mean then, Mike? Explain, please. She's a woman who.
I will explain that too. When
Please.
you're a vile person and you hate the country that you're in, why are you here?
Okay, but that's not what he said. He's telling her to go back to her country.
He didn't say it. He didn't say it for one thing. The North Carolinas did too. In North Carolina, it takes 32 women to get a perfect smile. So don't take it too seriously.
What are you talking about? What did you just say? It takes 32 women for.
Mike, I'll be honest. I've never heard that before.
What do you, Mike? What do you? No. I got a question. I got a question for
guy.
you. What the hell are you talking about? What did you just say? It takes 32 women to make a smile.
But Mike, I do agree with something you said. I do
hold
think
on
that.
A second. I want to know what that means.
No, you don't. You don't care. I don't care. Stop pretending like you do.
I do care.
But Mike, honestly, I do agree. I think that there's this racism thing with Caucasians is really being kind of blown out of proportion at this point. And it's to the point where if you don't agree with certain things, you're labeled something. I think that's totally insane because everything is circumstantial and no one really knows anything about anybody else. But it was ignorant at a minimum. And what they meant to say, obviously, I'm sure some were racist, just outright totally racist, not a doubt in my mind. But I can't say definitively that they all were. But you're totally right. If you don't like it here, why are you here? Go back to where you came from. That's basically what the premise of the chant was.
257-5396. Simon, you're next on the Vegas Take. What's going on?
Yeah, so I have 3 points here that I want to make.
What's up, Simon?
All 3 are opinions. Number 1, Mr. Shapiro.
By the way, that's a nice accent, buddy. I'm not even going to let you speak your mind because I know that's. Yeah, I know that guy. That's the same guy who calls up and says you're a bleeping this. So nice try, Simon. We got you. 257-5396. Let's go to James. James, you're next on the Vegas Take. What's going on?
What's up, Jimmy?
Yeah, I just wondered if you know what a jihad means.
Do I know what a jihad means? What does that have to do with the discussion? Explain to me what that.
Likely to start a jihad? Would it be Omar or Ivanka Trump?
Okay, well, that is a dumb statement. Do you actually have a real question to ask me? There is no evidence that, there is no evidence that Omar has any ties to terrorists, and you're going by what she looks like and where she comes from and making a gross assumption that makes you out to sound stupid, James.
No.
What's wrong? You got a stutter, James? Is she a jihad? Come on, you're an idiot, James. You're an idiot.
No,
you're an idiot.
I wouldn't say he's necessarily an idiot, but what he's trying to say is who was more likely to start a jihad? Someone who looks like Omar and acts like Omar, or Ivanka Trump.
Who's most likely to call up the show and make a racist reference? I would say most likely it's James. That's what I would say. Well, yes. Goodbye. Yes.
It's an attempt at guilt by association.
It's racism.
It's leveraging stereotypes.
Yeah. Well, what stereotypes, JD? I agree with you.
There's a lot of different stereotypes, but stereotypes exist for a reason.
Let's go to Andy. Andy, what's going on?
What's up, Andy?
What's going on, man? How you doing?
Doing good, Andy. What's on your mind?
Let me ask you a question. So myself as a Puerto Rican man, a Latino man, a veteran, somebody who served this country, I don't
Thank you for your service.
Appreciate that. I don't think that what Donald Trump said is anything different from what I've been saying for years.
Which is?
Somebody who appreciates this country.
Who
came to this country to make a better life and to do better for myself and my family.
Mm-hmm.
When I hear people degrade this country and talk bad about it, I've been saying that for 20 years.
But that's where we disagree. But that's where we disagree. Okay, but that's where I understand, Andy. I understand, Andy.
As a Latino man?
Andy, let me answer. I understand what you're saying, but with all due respect, when you criticize policy, that doesn't mean you necessarily hate the country. Can we agree on that?
we could agree on that, but that's not what she does.
Okay, but Donald Trump, Andy, I'm up against a hard break. I got to let you go, but with all due respect, Donald Trump wasn't just talking about Omar, and I'm not going to defend her. He was talking about the 3 other women as well. Okay, so you have to put it into context and understand he wasn't just talking about Omar. And I am not defending Omar. I wish she wasn't in office. We got to take a break. When we come back, this is going to be a lot of fun, folks. We are going to talk to former presidential candidate Herman Cain, and I will ask him these questions. You're listening to the Vegas Take. We'll be back right after this.
Is foot, leg, or back pain keeping you from being your best? Got you tired, frustrated, irritated, feeling pooped at the end of the day or your shift? Well, you're not alone. KDWN's John Schaefer here, and I was having the same issues. That is until I went to the Good Feet store. Good Feet supports are now helping me get comfortable in nearly any style of shoe, activity, or work environment. The Good Feet store has 2 locations here in the Las Vegas Valley, at Sahara and the 15 and at Blue Diamond in the 15. Or you can go to goodfeetlasvegas.com for more information and special offers.
Are you considering buying a new home? Stop. Before you do anything, listen. The builder does not represent your interests. They represent their own. I'm making real estate great again. Hire me to represent you on a new home sale, and I will give you $5,000 cash back. Tell the builder salesperson they're fired and get the best representation. Call Troy Kearns with Platinum Real Estate Professionals at 702-556-4081. That's 702-556-4081. It doesn't change the price of the home, and I'll rebate you up to $5,000 cash back on the purchase of your new home. This is the biggest investment of your lifetime, and you need the knowledge and expertise that come from an agent that has bought and sold over 3,000 homes. I'm a master negotiator, and I do this every day. Don't buy a home from a builder without the representation of a professional. On top of all that, I will rebate you up to $5,000 cash back on the purchase of your new home. Click TroyKearns.com or call 702-556-4081. Any rebate will be off the commissions earned, and house must be over $400,000 to qualify.
Did you know that after 8 years, your mattress can double in weight from sweat, dead skin, and dust mites? I know, grossed me out the first time I heard it too. Hi, I'm Dave Mizrahi, owner of Best Mattress, with some good news. Right now, Best Mattress is having our annual buyback sale, where you can trade in that lumpy old mattress for up to $150 in trade-in cash savings on a brand new mattress for a healthy, happy sleep. Best Mattress, home of the 120-day guarantee. Sleep easy, friends.
Whether it's your first home or your dream home, One Nevada's home loan specialists combine their local market expertise with our no points, low fee loans to make your journey as simple as possible. Because as Nevadans, we know what makes our state special, and we're dedicated to using all of our local mortgage know-how to bring that feeling to your new front door. One Nevada Credit Union. We got you, Nevada. Get started at onenevada.org. Equal housing lender.
Ronald McDonald House Charities of Greater Las Vegas is hosting its 4th annual Smarts and Smiles Back to School Dental Care Fair, July 29th to August 1st. Appointments aboard the Ronald McDonald Caremobile are available for children 3 to 21 years old, regardless of ability to pay. All children with appointments will go home with a backpack full of school supplies. Vision screenings will also be available at certain times for all ages. To schedule, call 775-738-5850.
Hey guys, have you been hearing about low T and testosterone therapy? Testosterone is the cornerstone of a man's health. After age 30, we may lose about 2% of our testosterone each year. This causes us to lose energy, get fatter, lose sex drive, and disrupts our sleep. We think we are just getting old when that feeling is really caused by low T. Universal Men's Clinic has local medical providers specializing in restoring your testosterone. We have had success with many patients.
Our medical staff will monitor every step of your progress, evaluating your blood levels and symptoms. Within a few weeks, many patients have reported more natural energy and a better sex drive. Within a few months, many active patients report stronger bodies and the physical performance of their younger days.
Call Universal Men's Clinic at 702-430-6994. That's 702-430-6994. Or visit universalmensclinic.com.
Hi, I'm Jerry Rice. During my career, I worked. That's all I did, just worked harder than anyone else. At goodcarpeople.com, choose any pre-owned vehicle, then let us work hard to help you get approved and receive your credit score at goodcarpeople.com.
Paul Blanco sells used cars for less in Las Vegas. Choose from our huge fleet of affordable vehicles transferable to our location on East Sahara. At goodcarpeople.com, get pre-approved, appraise and sell your trade. Check out Paul Blanco's new goodcarpeople.com.
Do you own a timeshare? Well, you probably now realize it wasn't a good idea, and the financial strain it's putting on you and your family has you stressed, and you probably think there's no way out. This is Steve Sanchez, and you know I've been an advocate for hardworking Americans just like you for 27 years, and there's a way out of this financial nightmare, and my friends at Wesley Financial, the leading timeshare cancellations company in the country, can help you cancel your timeshare guaranteed. Being lied to, misled, and pressured into buying a timeshare doesn't have to be your story, but freedom of being out of it can be. I have a special free information kit that will give you the step-by-step process that Wesley Financial uses to get you out of your timeshare guaranteed. Call 1-800-501-6100. That's 1-800-501-6100 or visit stevesanchez.info. You don't have to have the financial nightmare of a timeshare any longer. Wesley Financial can help you get out guaranteed. Call 1-800-501-6100.
License number 78723.
Problem with your heating or air? Need a new unit? You need a friend. Call JMac Plumbing and Air. Through June 30th, 36 months, same as cash on qualified systems. JMac's got your back.
JMac's got your back.
Call 702-227-5622.
I'm Jerry Rice. I've been blessed to help 2 California teams play for a title. Now I am lending a hand to Paul Blanco's Good Car Company. Get pre-approved and receive your credit score at goodcarpeople.com. That's goodcarpeople.com.
Any vehicle in Paul Blanco's huge fleet can be transferred to Las Vegas for free. Our goal is to help get you approved, regardless of credit situation, with little or no money down. Appraise your trade-in, get pre-approved, and receive your credit score at goodcarpeople.com.
If you have a problem with your teeth and don't know what to do, pick up the phone and call AQ. AQ Denture and Implant Center has built a strong reputation by delivering affordable quality in a timely manner. AQ Dental offers you complete dentistry, including crowns, bridges, relines, dentures, and denture repairs. All the work is created on-site at AQ Dental by their trained lab technicians. Call today and set your appointment at 565-6000. If you have a problem with your dentures and you don't know what to do, pick up the phone and call AQ. 702-565-6000.
Thank you, Southern Nevada, for making News 3 your #1 choice for news.
Thank you.
When you wake up and before you go to bed.
Thank you for making News 3 your #1 choice for news.
Have you heard what President Trump said recently?
Newsman, you like newsman.